Bonitas. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. One gentleman. One. There's one man. 2 minutes. 3, 4, 5. Whoa. You're outnumbered, ladies. What's happening? That is bright light. So talk to me, guys. Oh, this is cute. Okay. I thought that was the line for Los Baños.
I have 2 questions.
No, just one question.
Okay. At first, I want to thank you because you're a wonderful person for opening our eyes about the world.
Oh, thank you. You're wonderful.
Thank you. And in fact, my question is, what opened your eyes about what's happening in the world and make you do something?
Well, it's always been in my head. I think all of us have an idea of things that are going on in the world. I think one big major thing that made me want to start ESF is this giant oil spill that happened in the Gulf of Mexico. BP was running the show. The US government had stepped away. It was chaos and terrible, and I realized how helpless I felt. And I realized I don't ever want to feel that helpless by having some company, and nonetheless a foreign company, in my country that is destroying the environment, and no one's doing anything about it. And I started ESF to make sure that not myself, nor you guys, or anyone has to feel that helpless ever again. So it's really about empowerment. You know what I mean? Thank you guys. That's what we need to do. We just need to empower each other. You know? So, and we can use my access to the public because of the success of Vampire Diaries or Lost or anything that I do. And we can use that, you know, just think of me as your voice, as an amplifier. You know when you go to a concert and you plug into the amplifier and the singer can sing song, or you can hear the music from the guitar? Just think of me as the amplifier.
Thank you.
For your voices.
Can I do a second question?
Sure.
What does your tattoo mean to you?
It means be here right now. Because we, I don't know why, we as human beings, we live like, we think about what happened yesterday, and we think about what's going to happen tomorrow, but we forget to think about what's happening right now. And if you're not present, then you miss out on so many great things in life. You miss out on the interaction you're having with your friend, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or your husband, wife, teacher, mother, father, and all of a sudden you're not present. So you're missing part of life. And I realized I live in the past and I live in the future. Well, you can't change what happened in the past, and the future hasn't even happened yet. So why not live right now? And as an actor, just ate a bunch of onions. Sorry. As an actor, it's death to not be present. If you're not present, then you can't really be in the moment. And the camera or the audience is going to see that, and they're going to know that you are lying. And you don't want to lie to the audience. You want to be truthful. And so that's what it means. Every time I'm thinking about what happened yesterday or what may happen tomorrow or next week or next month, I look at my arm and I say, stop, Ian. Just be right here. Eek et nunc.
Thank you.
I love you people, man. Great question. Thank you.
Hi, Ian.
What?
We are Vanessa and Alexandra. We
Hello.
are from SOS Golden Shelter. We have two questions.
Yeah?
In our opinion, IS Foundation is doing a great job.
Thank you.
And believe me, we know how hard it is.
Yes. These guys run an amazing animal rescue for Goldens, right?
Yes. Not only golden.
Not only Goldens, right, but for dogs. And oh, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. And it's really incredible the work that they're doing. So, these women are amazing. Sorry, keep going.
We don't know if you are aware that Spain is one of the European countries where more animals are abandoned.
More animals, what?
Are abandoned.
Oh,
Abandoned.
yeah, that sucks.
And here, the animal abuse is named culture. Bulls, hunter dogs, etc. So, have the ES Foundation thought about doing some actions in Spain?
Well, the numbers I know are very high in Spain. It's a big country. Here's the thing, and it's going to take a little while, but I will tell you this, and this is the future. My children, I don't have children. I will at some point, whether they're mine or adopted. My kids will grow up never knowing what a stray animal is, and I'll tell you why. So for Spain, the EU, Asia, Africa, South Central America, North America, what we're doing is, and it's going to take a while, I am going to make sure that we finish the funding and the research and the distribution of what we call species-specific oral sterilization drugs. Basically, a pill that you can give to a dog or a cat that literally will sterilize them. It doesn't hurt them, they just can't have any babies. And I could say the drugs maybe, they exist, they're just not species-specific, meaning just for dogs or cats, which is dangerous. But that will happen in the next 5 years. I guarantee you, in the next 5 years. And then in the 5 years after that, we will start seeing gigantic declines in stray animal populations globally. I will make sure that happens. I promise you that. The one way you spin it to governments, whether it's Spain or the United States, you say, wait a minute. We spend billions of dollars a year killing millions of animals. Why in the hell are we not spending an additional $10, $25 million at the most developing these drugs that you get the corporate world involved, you get philanthropy involved, you get animal organizations, and you mobilize it locally, whether it's in Rio de Janeiro or in Madrid or wherever. And we can take all that money that we waste on killing millions of animals, and we can put it into schools, into medicine, fixing roads, buying balloons, I don't know, anything other than killing millions of animals. It just makes sense. So I am going to be working in the next 3 years, because we got to get it now while he's still in office. I'm going to be working with the Obama administration, really finding ways to make it profitable for the United States government to stop killing all these animals and start the race to finish the research for these drugs. So it's going to be amazing, and in 10, 15 years, we will, have a declining stray animal population, I swear to you, by 75 to 90%.
Thank you.
And that will be amazing, right? So you guys gotta help me now. I mean, you're gonna have to help me do this. This is a huge situation. I won't need money, but we're gonna need to figure out how to localize the distribution of all these pills, these drugs, lobbying governmental bodies and, you know, making it work in your own community. But it's going to happen. So thank you for the work that you do. We all thank you. Right? Hi, ladies.
Ian,
Yes.
if you could be an animal, which animal would you like to be?
I am an animal, baby.
Yeah.
I used to think about that when I was a kid all the time. I always just think about, you know, I want to be like a big cat, like a big lion or tiger or something. But the reality is I would want to live in the oceans. I would, you know, honestly, I think my sort of spirit guide animal is like a whale, ginormous, beautiful creature that just cruise. They seem so wise and tranquil. You know, they're such amazing animals. When I lived in Hawaii, you can scuba dive with these things. I mean, the animal is literally from me to you. Huge. And scary, but harmless. And I would love to just cruise the oceans and check it out for the next 100 years.
Ian, only one thing, please. Today is a very special day because today in Spain is Mother's Day. And
Today's Mother's Day?
Oh.
Did I forget to call my mom? Oh, it's next week at home. Okay. Okay, so happy Mother's Day, Spain. To current mothers and future mothers.
Ian, only one thing. My mom 2 weeks ago received a very bad news because he's ill.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And I will be very emotional for me if you can send her an energy message.
I will so send her an energy. I'm so sorry to hear that. Everyone here will send her positive energy.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's why you have to spend as much, you know, you have to just love your mama. They put up with a lot of shit for you, you know?
Hi, Ian.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Well, I wanted to ask you, you know, as a famous person, you had the opportunity to visit different countries, cultures, and people, and I wanted to know what's the experience that marked you most in your life as a human being, and why? And that being said, I wanted to say to you, please never change, because I think you're beautiful, so.
Oh, thank you, love. There's so much love here. God, I love you guys. So the question is ultimately...
Sorry, what experience have marked you most in your life, and and why?
Wow. There have been so many amazing experiences traveling in different cultures and countries, seeing different cultures in different countries. There's no one single event. I can honestly say, I mean, looking at, God, there's just so many places. I don't even know. I've been on 3 continents in the last 7 days. North America, Asia, and Europe. It's crazy. Last year, I think it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago. I was in Africa. I know, it's so interesting. But no, actually, one of the other big ones, I was in Zimbabwe. And this scientist, this man Alan Saber, who's literally like Father Earth. He's this amazing scientist who's literally figured out a way through agriculture to slow climate change. I mean, literally slow it to a crawl. Crazy. check him out. He's going to change the world, and we're going to help him do it. But I was in Africa, man, and living in this tent, and there's like, when you get out of the tent at late at night to go to the bathroom, there's no running water, no electricity, no nothing. In the bathroom there's like one little hut with a toilet and a bathtub. Best bath ever, heated by solar. It's incredible. But when you get out of your tent, because there's lions everywhere, so you have to take your torch and you get out of the tent and you shine and you're just making sure you don't see any eyes, you know, like crawling. And if you do see eyes and it's a lioness, you know, literally from here to the wall, and I would just say, "It's okay, girl. I was just gonna go pee, but I love you, and I'm just gonna wait in here until you leave. That you're beautiful and amazing, and I love you. And okay, yeah, I'm gonna go back inside now." And I would close the tent, and I would sit there, and my heart would go, and I would think, man, there's a 250-pound cat 20 feet away from my tent right now, and just the closeness. That closeness to wildlife like that was profound. I woke up every morning and sat with Alan and his amazing wife and Kim Klingler, the executive director of ISF, and this guy Jeff Schatz, who's my brother, who's my directing partner in the documentary that we were shooting. And they have an elephant named Dajiwe. And I don't know, maybe some of you have seen a picture of me on this elephant, this beautiful young orphaned elephant. Her mother was killed by poachers, and she's been attacked by lions. Like, this little elephant has lived 9 lifetimes already, but they take care of her now. And I'd be having my coffee, and Dajiwe would come around, and I would just be having my coffee, and I would just jump on top of her, and she would just walk around. I'd be riding this elephant, having my coffee in the morning. It's like, wow, man, this is so profoundly amazing. That connection to the earth, laying there at night, on the ground, which in hindsight probably was not the best idea, considering there are lions walking around, but just smelling the earth and feeling so connected to the world was profound. And I didn't want to leave. I was only in Africa for 8 days, and I was so sad to leave. And I landed in New York City from Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. Holy cow, the assault on my senses. That's how I really knew I had really come back to the earth. Leave an 8-week, retreat in the bush in Africa, and then land in New York City to go do a bunch of publicity and see what happens to your senses. Thank gosh my mother was there. My mom's like this amazing holistic healer. She did all this energy work with me and calmed me down, but I literally, my body, I was shaking when I landed in New York because of all the energy. And I had been so calm for these days. That was a really profound experience. And if you get a chance, I cannot recommend going to Africa more than anything. Because there are places there, it's like the birthplace of, it's the cradle of civilization. There in the Middle East, obviously. But calming yourself and really connecting to the ground you're sitting on is one of the most beautiful human experiences, and feeling like you are a part of the wildlife there. Because it's disappearing quickly, and we're going to figure out how to stop that. But it is so important to do that. Hello. You're late for school, girls. But that was a profound experience that I'll never forget, and I'm going back, and we're going to do a lot of work in Zimbabwe to stop what's going on there with the land. And, Africa is turning into a giant desert because of land mismanagement. And this old scientist, who's the man, has figured out a way to stop it, and we're going to help implement it. So, yeah, I guess it would be Africa. Or being in Trinidad and Tobago and seeing these little leatherback sea turtles coming out of the sand and making their way to the sea. Wow, man. You're witnessing something that's been happening for 100 million years. It's crazy to think that. They've been around for 200 million years, but they came out of the sea. They became amphibious, if you will, about 100 million years ago. And what's even bizarre, leatherback sea turtles, So say they've been around for 100 million years. In the last 100 years, we've made them almost extinct. How crazy is that? Isn't that bizarre? How something can live for 100 million years and in 100 years, humanity wipes them off the face of the planet? Blows my mind. So, but it's those types of experiences, man. And you can go down there, by the way. You can go, the accommodations are not, you know, you're not going to be staying in a 5-star hotel, but you can literally go to this sea turtle sanctuary and volunteer and live with this amazing Afro-Caribbean woman named Suzanne. And you can stay at her house and you can go and volunteer and watch this process. Oh my gosh. You can go hike in these waterfalls and these like rainforests and stuff. It's there, it's available. And you can, you know, it's in it's near South America, it's in South America, it's near Venezuela, it's way down there. But you can plan these trips, man. I mean, you can go down to these places and they're amazing. It's amazing. Salvatore, normal. There is nothing normal about Salvatore. Ladies and gentlemen, FYI. Thank you for your question, love.
Thank you for your answer. That's why I say you are a beautiful soul. Because
You are a beautiful soul. You better be careful. I'm going to come kiss you if you're not careful.
Maybe later in the other picture together.
Exactly. Thank you, sweetie. You guys are so amazing, man. I'm always baffled and humbled by your love and your ability to connect. Amazing. Amazing.
So it's not a question, it's a fun advice. My best friend François created 2 years ago a site for doggies. So it's for
what?
doggies, for pets, cats
yes.
and dog. So you know, in Spain there's a lot of corruptions with the politics who allow so many terrible things, and my friend François is very, very sad and disappointed, and he asked me for the question to help him. How is it possible to do something to not allow, to forbidden there's a traffic with Europe. There's so many pets who are coming from, for example, from Budapest. I don't want to do, it's not a stereotype, but it's what's happening right now.
Right.
And there are so many pets who come in Spain, and so nice people go to the shop to buy that beautiful pets, but after 3 weeks or 1 month, they pass away, they die.
I'm sorry. I honestly never use the word hate because it's a very strong word and it gets us into a lot of trouble in the world. I hate pet stores. Pet stores should not even be legal. I agree. Why would you buy an animal?
And we don't understand that. Why the people are doing that? It's why François creates 2 years ago that site. The name is SOSPecialsQuake.com, and we didn't understand why the people know that there's an injuries with that pet.
Because people are misinformed and they're at the mall. Oh, look at the doggy! I'm going to buy the doggy. I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't even know how the pet stores are legal, but you just have to encourage in your communities, adopt pets. Adopt pets.
Yeah. I agree with you.
You have to do it, but the reality of it is, and I think again, pet stores will be phased out. It's all about misinformation, and that's what we're doing at ISF. We're going to make it available, lots of information. My whole thing is, again, information. How do you get it out there? Well, it costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. And now with social media, you guys can really help information move. But my whole goal in life, other than acting and building this farm and creating all these programs with ISF, I keep saying, like, wow, man, how do you, look at what Bill Gates is doing. The Gates Foundation is a $46 billion foundation. $46 billion. You know what you can do with that? A lot. But that's just one guy. So I've been racking my brain for years. My whole life, really. How do I create something like that? And the only way to do it is if I build for-profit companies, big ones, for-profits that are sustainable companies that do really good things in the world, and then use all the profits from those big companies to do all the stuff that we're talking about. That's my whole business plan of life, which is what's happening. I've started a green energy company that's about to be gigantic. And I can then take all these stuff and this money from these companies and use it for things like ad campaigns, engagement campaigns, like literally getting information to people, because that's what it is, it's misinformation. So you ask, what can you do now?
Yeah.
Well, we've got to encourage people, to start adopting. You just have to do it. That's what you do. In your communities, ISF is going to start being, listen, if you go online and you were to contact our team, especially in Spain, we can help you do this. We can literally help get the information out. Again, just think of ISF as an amplifier, like me talking into this microphone right now. So go online, go to the website, and connect with the people locally at ESF, and create a project. Create a project with 10 people in this room, and make it grow, and it will spread across Spain like wildfire. And we can help you do that.
And my last thing, Jan, I would like to ask you if you can say hello to Andre. He's from Spain. He's very, very sick. Could you?
Oh yeah, so Andre? Hello, Andre. We hope you feel better. We wish you were here. I hope he feels better.
Thank you. Hi.
You're late. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I hope so.
And my question is, what are your favorite places from Barcelona?
Well, I love walking around the Gothic Quarter. Just endless hours of just walking around and just gazing up. I love the city. I mean, the different parts of the city that I spend my time in, usually for many years, just wandering around the Gothic district and the Raval and just learning about the city, going up into the hills. I've spent a great deal of time here. I remember in the 90s, we used to have these crazy parties and then end up sleeping on the beach. I mean, you wake up, 17 years old, and you wake up and there's like 25 people passed out on the beach. No one bothered you, no one kicked you, no one stole your wallet. I mean, they just didn't. Everyone was just happy. It was such a different time. I don't think you can do